Have you ever wondered why we tend to associate clarity with strength and confidence? We often believe that having a clear stance and a firm attitude makes us appear decisive and powerful. People chase after clear goals, strong opinions, and straightforward communication, thinking that this is the key to success and wisdom. But in the Tao Te Ching, Laozi offers a completely different perspective. True wisdom lies not in clarity, but in ambiguity, vagueness, and even chaos. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But that's exactly what makes it so profound. Let me give you an example from the business world. There's a concept called equal distance leadership. It refers to a leader who can maintain an equal distance from all stakeholders. A great leader doesn't show clear favoritism. If they treat you well, you won't feel like you're being singled out. If they're strict with you, you won't feel like you're being targeted. This ability to remain balanced and impartial is exactly what Laozi describes as the state of Xuan Tong in the Tao Te Ching. So, what does Xuan mean? It refers to something hidden yet complete, balanced yet elusive. It's the ability to navigate complex human relationships without being pulled into any particular side, maintaining harmony and stability without showing obvious bias. In other words, true strength comes from the ability to stay neutral and balanced, even in chaotic situations. In Chapter 20 of the Tao Te Ching, Laozi asks a profound question. How far is yes from no? How far is good from evil? He's challenging the idea that things are always black and white. In daily life, we tend to see the world in opposites, right or wrong, good or bad. But Laozi teaches us that true wisdom comes from going beyond this binary thinking. The real answers lie in the gray areas, in the space between extremes. Laozi takes it even further with a beautifully poetic description of his own mindset. Ordinary people are bright and clear. I alone am dark and dim. Ordinary people are sharp and alert. I alone am dull and muddled. Why would Laozi deliberately choose to stay dim and muddled when everyone else strives for clarity? Because clarity makes you predictable, and once you're predictable, you're easier to manipulate. Staying a little unclear, a little mysterious, gives you the freedom to adapt and the power to remain in control. So maybe true wisdom isn't about seeing everything clearly. It's about knowing when to blur the lines. Embrace the ambiguity, and you might just unlock a deeper kind of freedom. Laozi's ideas didn't exist in isolation. They've been practiced and proven throughout history. A perfect example? Abraham Lincoln. During the American Civil War, Lincoln didn't fully side with the abolitionists, nor did he completely cater to the interests of the South. Instead, he handled the conflict with a strategic sense of ambiguity and flexibility. His political stance often seemed inconsistent, even indecisive, but that's exactly what allowed him to maintain control in a complex and volatile situation. And in the end, this ability to navigate the gray areas is what led to the eventual unification of the nation. Lincoln mastered the art of controlled ambiguity, knowing when to remain flexible and when to take a firm stand. His political balancing act allowed him to hold the Union together and ultimately steer the nation toward abolition and unification, a strategy that reflects the same kind of calculated flexibility seen in successful military campaigns. In fact, the concept of ambiguity is deeply embedded in Chinese military strategy. War in Chinese philosophy is often divided into two types: open conflict, Ming-Jiang, direct confrontation on the battlefield; hidden struggle, On-Dao, the strategic maneuvering that happens behind the scenes. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu famously said, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." Sun Tzu is regarded as the ultimate master of warfare, yet his goal was to avoid war altogether. It's believed that the true path to victory lies in the hidden struggle, the chaotic, uncertain phase where strategy and negotiation have room to work. You've probably heard the Chinese saying, "Muddy waters make it easier to catch fish." When the situation is too clear, there's no room for maneuvering. But in the fog of uncertainty, a skilled strategist can turn the tide without direct conflict. The best strategy, according to Sun Tzu, is not to fight head-on, but to shape the outcome before the battle even begins. If war becomes inevitable, then the fight itself is merely the final step in a predetermined victory. Like unrolling a painting that's already been completed. Mastering ambiguity, the ability to thrive in chaos and control the outcome before it unfolds, is the true mark of greatness. Laozi beautifully describes the nature of true wisdom in the Tao Te Ching. Calm like the ocean, drifting as if without end. A true sage is like the ocean, deep, vast, and unaffected by surface-level disturbances. No matter how strong the waves are, the depths remain steady and unmoved. This sense of calm flexibility, the ability to remain composed and adaptable, is what gives true wisdom its power. In today's fast-paced world, this lesson is more relevant than ever, especially in the cutthroat arenas of business and politics. Most people think that clarity equals strength, but the truth is, being too clear makes you predictable. And predictability makes you easy to control. If your thoughts and intentions are obvious, others can anticipate your moves and outmaneuver you. But if you can master ambiguity, if you can remain fluid and adaptable, you gain the upper hand. Laozi teaches us that true wisdom comes from flowing with the natural order, staying undefined and open rather than rigid and fixed. When you're not easily labeled or categorized, you retain the freedom to adjust, shift, and evolve with changing circumstances. But let's be clear, ambiguity isn't about avoidance, it's about control. The Taoist teaching says, "Not approachable, yet not distant, not beneficial, yet not harmful." True mastery isn't about obsessing over right and wrong. It's about learning to navigate the gray areas with ease. The ability to remain centered in uncertainty, to find balance in chaos. That's the secret to staying undefeated in an ever-changing world. Mastering the art of ambiguity means never being pinned down, never becoming predictable. When you can adapt without losing your core, you become untouchable. So maybe clarity isn't the goal after all. Maybe true strength lies in not being fully understood. What are your thoughts on this idea? Do you think ambiguity is a form of strength? Or does it feel too uncertain? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more.